Okay, gonna do a boat tour rather than explaining small pieces. Pictures worth 1,000 words. The video's gotta be, I don't know, 10,000, 100,000 something. This is a Bristol 35.5. Used to be red when I bought it, kind of a rust colored red that I didn't like, so I painted the bottom blue and the boot stripe blue and the coving stripe blue. The teak was pretty gray. We'll look at some of that in the cockpit and see what some of the old teak looks like, but it looks a lot better now. Got about a 35-pound rock gnaw on the front. Supposed to be good for a boat considerably bigger than this. A foresail is wrapped around that stay there. See a couple little repairs there. That'll get a new UV cover very shortly, and hopefully be a blue that matches the rest of it, so it's nice and pretty. I got a few extra fenders out today. The hurricane passed by a few days ago. Notice up on the top, the dough rads are a little bit different color than one another. That was my experimentation for the teak. I'm gonna hop on here, show you a little bit in the cockpit there. Wind turbine up there, about 400 watts when that's going, life preserver. Swim ladder you can see in the back. Jump on without losing my phone. While I'm here, you can see how gray the teak is in the cockpit, so that still needs to be done. If anybody wants to do any sanding and cleaning, just let me know. Got a hatch that goes into the forward cabin. Bug screen with the kayak / dinghy here for fishing or supply runs. Anchor locker, chain in the road goes down below. Little raw water wash down. If you need to clean the decks or fish, want to run the chain up. That's the greatest thing ever invented if you're hauling a 35-pound anchor out of mud. I got the sheets wrapped around the bow there for the Genoa. And kind of into the back here. These stays here hold on to that mast. That mast is about 50 feet in the air. Right now the compressive load on it's about 8,000 pounds. Should be closer to 12, but we'll work on that. See all the blocks on the deck here? Route all the lines to the back and some spare lines hanging up front there, as well as the lines that are run out and holding stuff up. Traveler here controls the boom of the mainsail side to side. It is a Dutchman reefing system on this, or a Dutchman flaking system rather, and single line reefing in these two lines. Pretty heavy full batten mainsail, so it is quite challenging to raise. I rebuilt this winch and actually all the winches in the cockpit in the last couple of weeks, so hopefully it gets a little bit easier. The Genoa tracks are outboard on this one. Some of them they're inboard. The 30 amp shore power here that I'm testing out today for, not really testing out, just testing out the power monitoring. It works fine. Propane locker here. A few vents and windows and stuff into the quarter berth down there, as well as into the engine cabin. The locker in the back here that mostly has motor oil and tranny fluid and that sort of thing, as well as access to the steering system. Little grill on the back there. Works all right as long as the wind's not blowing. Trouble is it's a sailboat, so you're usually going when the wind is. Autopilot on this. Nice big compass on there. And all the controls for the engine are up behind here. The locker down under me here has some fenders, some crab traps, minnow buckets, cast net, and probably another extension cord down there, some hoses for fresh water, as well as the water heater sitting down there, and if you would pull that out, access to the starboard side of the engine. Old school gauges, just tells you depth in feet, real exciting. RPM for the engine, some speakers up here. See if we're missing anything up here. Not that I see at the moment, but obviously we got to come back when we leave. Down into the cabin here, into the main salon, and around. We'll start in the galley. Got a single sink. Trash under the sink, so you feel right at home. The dustpan there. Fridge down in here with kind of a freezer. Goes back in there quite a ways, so pretty good size. You can keep a couple weeks worth of food pretty easy. There used to be a microwave back there, so I haven't refilled it with anything. I took the microwave out because I don't really feel like I need one of those. Let's see. Store some food in here. Shout out to Captain Q. We got some Dinty Moore on board. This is the kind of control panel, electrical panel. Testing out, monitoring the amount of power that I use from the shore power so I can pay the guy for the kilowatt hours I use. Curtains to all these windows up top. And see some of this laminate veneer crap got wet around the windows. They've since been resealed, but the damage is done nonetheless. Most of the more solid mahogany here is still just fine and very solid. Oh, back to the kitchen. Sorry, I got sidetracked. I got a stove here. Little 2-burner stove. Little oven. I actually didn't get that to light, though. Wasn't super concerned because I didn't really want to bake cookies in July. Both of these settees pull out to make for kind of, I don't know, full-size beds. There, all the berths are 6'4", so you can be pretty tall. But maybe it's a full-size width in these. Got a bunch of extra lines stored back in this one and all kinds of extra stowage. You really decide to have some fun. There's harnesses there to strap yourself to the deck so you don't go overboard. And then they all have stowage down below. This happens to have some extra fishing gear, random part storage. And moving forward here, we have a heater. I actually haven't tested that. It runs on propane. I don't know that I really need that in Florida. At some point I'll test it just for the fun of it. Wet locker. Got my snorkeling gear here for cleaning the bottom, as well as my gloves for cleaning the bottom. These both drain into the bilge, so you can put wet gear in here, so they call them wet lockers. Into the V-berth here. Take a half a step back as I walk in here. And that V up front sits into this spot here using that piece of wood. And there's sheets that go over the whole thing. Hey, now we get some fishing rods in here, but pretty good sized berth up here. The door is not on here at the moment, but has a door. We have some stowage up here, beach towels, clothes, spare sheets for the settees. Up front is where that anchor rod and chain goes down into there. Actually a pretty good little room. And a fresh water, raw water pump is down in one of these. And you can put your underwear here just like you're at home. Into the head here, and a regular toilet. Something's wrong with this pump here. I just tried to use it the other day. Didn't work, but we'll work on that. Cleaning chemicals and stuff back in here. Cleaning bucket. A lot of that to be done when you buy a boat that's been sitting in the middle of Florida for a few years. Got an opening port light so you can get some air in here. Sink in here. There's hot and cold running water, or this time of year in Florida, it's kind of hot and really hot. As well as a few other things stored in here. There is a shower head in there. You can put a curtain up there. And all drains down into the floor there with its own sump. Another door into the head. And backward to the port side settee. A lot like the starboard side settee. Dinner table here, folds down out of the wall. There was a TV there as well, but that kind of went the way of the microwave, simply because who needs a TV on a sailboat? You should go outside. Got an EPIRB there and a medical kit. If something was to go wrong, that will tell the U.S. Coast Guard we have gone down. Let's hope that doesn't happen. More stowage behind there, some engine parts down below there, as well as some lubricants and cleaning solvents and whatnot. Tool bag lives there. Is super handy. These all go out on the deck. Obviously the seat for the kayak there, but these all go out on the deck for places to sit or up in the cockpit. Chart table. Don't have any paper charts. Would be really nice if I did have some paper charts of Tampa Bay, if anybody has any. Opens up down underneath. Dehumidifier sitting on top of it right now. Some more storage down in here. Handles to crank winches and that sort of thing. But in here we have the VHF radio controls, regular radio. You still need that. You need some modern conveniences, regular radio for some tunes. Other storage up in these areas. Safety horn, we want to blow that. And then our pirate gear, we have a looking glass as well as a pistol. Shackles, those are functional because you need that. And then obviously every pirate ship needs a compass that doesn't point north. Quarter berth back here, and then access to the engine on the side there. A little bit of stowage up there, some fishing rods and stuff. This is also access to the engine. These set of stairs pulls out of here, and you get back into a little 2-cylinder 20 horsepower diesel. Has a little bit more torque than your average outboard, but really not that much power. You don't need much to get these things to hull speed. Have some flares in here somewhere along the line, and flags, and a flare gun that may or may not still work. Look down below real quick, because why wouldn't we do that? Floor down here, there's a sump for the shower. The bilge pump is down in that mess somewhere, and then that's the trunk for the centerboard down there. That is a board that allows us to have basically an airfoil under the water that reaches about 9.5 feet down into the water. We draft 3 foot 9 inches with it up and 9.5 with it down. So nice to have that extra airfoil. Most of the cabin kind of take a little bit more of a step back and a look around here. It is all mahogany, a little bit of mahogany veneer on the marine plywood, really dense stuff. And then the floor, I think, is the traditional teak and holly. There's a little bit of damage in a couple places to the woodwork from previous owners, but after 45 years, that's to be expected a little bit. So wrap that up as a sailboat tour. Probably do one with it sailing at some point, if you're still interested in seeing that after seeing my excellent videography skills on this. It's my landlord's boat. It's a little cat there.